Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious and hearty beef stew. I'm Rose Oatley. Let's get cooking. Here I've got almost 3 pounds of already cut stew meat, which you can find at your grocery store. If not, you can cut your own beef. You can use chuck roast, even sirloin. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off and I'll meet you back. First up, we're going to chop and dice 1 onion. This adds a wonderful flavor base to our stew. Next, we'll grab 4 to 5 celery sticks. Don't forget to cut off the ends and toss those away. We want to chop these into bite-sized pieces. The celery will give our stew a lovely crunch. Now let's move on to the potatoes. I'm using 2 to 3 medium-sized potatoes. I'll first cut them in half, then half again, and finally into bite-sized pieces. In the end, I ended up using 3 potatoes. To keep them from turning brown, I'm placing them in water temporarily until we need them. Finally, we can't forget the flavor boost. I'm mincing 4 garlic cloves. And I'll chop a little bit of fresh parsley to add at the end for a pop of color and freshness. After rinsing your beef, make sure to pat it dry. Here I'm adding a generous sprinkle of salt and pepper to enhance the flavor. Normally I add flour later in the cooking process, but today I'm adding it now to see if it makes a difference in texture. I'm using about 3 tablespoons of flour. Let's just mix it in well to coat the beef evenly. If you prefer, you can always add the flour at a later stage. This looks great. Let's head to the stove. Today I'll be using my Dutch oven. Add 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, but feel free to use any oil of your choice. We'll let that heat up for a bit. Once the oil is nice and hot, it's time to add our beef. Remember not to overcrowd the pot. We want to achieve a beautiful sear on each piece, so we'll be cooking it in batches. I'm placing the beef in the Dutch oven and letting it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. This searing process is crucial. It locks in all those delicious juices and adds a lovely depth of flavor to our stew. In the meantime, if you're enjoying this video, please help support me by giving it a like, sharing with friends, and leaving me a comment. I feel like I don't hear from everyone enough. If you're new, let me know where you're watching from. Also, if you can't find a specific video on my front page, click the video tab up top for all my videos. I also have a playlist tab. Once we have a nice golden crust, we'll set these aside temporarily. Look at that gorgeous crust left at the bottom of our pot.
Wow.
This is where all the flavor is, so don't get rid of it. Let's build on that deliciousness. I'm adding another 2 tablespoons of oil to the pot. Once that heats up, we'll toss in our chopped onions. We're going to saute these for a couple of minutes until they become soft and fragrant. Now it's time to add our celery. Then we'll follow with our minced garlic. Let's mix that in and saute for a minute, letting those flavors meld together. Here's a little twist. I've got some red wine. I'm using a Cabernet Sauvignon. Nothing fancy, but it's perfect for cooking. We're going to deglaze the pot by adding half a cup of red wine. This will lift all those flavorful bits from the bottom. Let's give that a good stir and let it reduce for a couple of minutes. This will concentrate the flavors even more. Next, we're keeping things simple with 1 packet of McCormick beef stew seasoning. This seasoning is fantastic. Normally, I'd use fresh thyme and rosemary, but today we're going for convenience. Now for the liquid gold, let's add 4 cups of beef broth. Give it a good mix to combine everything nicely. I'm also adding 1 bay leaf for extra flavor. And now let's bring back our beautifully seared beef into the mix. Everything is coming together beautifully. Now it's time to season our stew with a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. Let's give it a good stir and bring it to a gentle simmer. Once it's slightly bubbling, we'll cover it and let it cook on low for an hour and a half. Patience is key here. All right, it's been an hour and a half and the aroma is incredible. Now we're going to add our drained potatoes. Next up, we're adding a 16-ounce bag of frozen crinkle carrots. If you prefer fresh carrots, feel free to use those instead. This is just a shortcut. I feel like my broth could use a little thickening, so I've made a slurry with 3 tablespoons of cornstarch mixed with water. Let's add that in and give it a good mix. Now we'll cover it again and let it cook for an additional hour and a half. Trust me, the slow cooking is going to make the stew absolutely worth it. After an hour has passed, I like to throw in 2 cups of frozen peas for the last 30 minutes of cooking. They add a lovely burst of color and sweetness. Time is up and the stew looks divine. Once everything is done cooking, I love to serve my beef stew over a bed of creamy mashed potatoes. It adds an extra layer of comfort to this hearty dish. Now that I've plated our delicious beef stew, it's time to add that finishing touch. a sprinkle of fresh parsley on top for that burst of color and freshness. Before I show you just how tender this beef is, take a look to admire the beautiful colors and textures in the dish. The longer you slow cook it, the more tender and flavorful it becomes. Let me show you how tender this is. It's really hot, but just look at that. So tender and juicy. This is exactly what you want in a comforting beef stew. So good. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more delicious recipes. Happy cooking!